Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and today I want to talk to you guys about the shit that went down in the Alliance tournaments. Holy fuck. As you guys can see here, Secret Avengers are not in the finals this time. This is the first time since, I believe, the first week of Alliance tournaments that Secret Avengers has not been in first place and has not been crushing the competition. Yes, they crushed the Ascension, which is a, consolation prize, but here's what I wanted to get into today, guys. The semi-final match. Nick Fury, this one-eyed snake, came out of nowhere and fucked Secret Avengers by one, guys. I know Synergy and the Ascension by one as well, but this is what I want to talk about. This is really where the importance is. Thank you for the Dimension Rift, bro. This is what I wanted to get into today. So I went ahead and I watched a bunch of these replays. I didn't get to watch all of them, but I watched more than half of them. And I compiled notes. I did my synergies. I did my calculations. I poured some chemicals. I lit some candles. I got some orange juice. And I have some conclusions that I want to share with you guys about what I think happened to precipitate this kind of result. Because I know, at least from the reaction that Reddit gave, that this was not the expected result at all. No offense to Nick Fury and the guy running S.H.I.E.L.D., but everybody was expecting Secret Avengers to just punk these guys like they punk everybody else and then win again in the finals. And so I was really curious when they lost, especially by such a narrow margin. I was really curious what happened. How did they fall apart? How was there that smallest bit of exposure in their armor that allowed them to basically fuck everything up? Because I mean, if you're not first, you're last. So let's talk about what I learned from watching these replays, and you're welcome to watch these replays yourself as well. I'll comment on the system for replay systems and stuff like that later on, but I wanted to get into my my observations and my assumptions and my inferences first. So the first thing I want to get into is that I don't know what the restriction was for this week. Every week there's a different restriction on certain characters. Usually they restrict them by class, or by type. So maybe this week it was all like speed character restrictions, because I didn't see any speed characters at all. But I'm not actually sure. Anyways, whatever the restrictions were, these are the only fucking characters I saw being played. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you to them in the order that I saw them most prominently. So every single team that I played, that I watched a replay of, had Thanos. Thanos was in every single team with no exceptions. Then almost every single team, like 95% of them, also had Shirog. So like 95% of the teams, right there, Thanos, Shirog, and then their third character. The third character is a bit more loose, I guess, or up for interpretation. But the ones that I saw most often were obviously tier 2 Shirog. Obviously, it goes without saying, guys. All these characters, if they're not Black Order, they're tier 2. So I'm not gonna keep saying tier 2, tier 2. Just fucking assume it's tier 2, all right? So aside from Thanos and Shirog, I saw a lot of Wasp, a lot of Groot with the uniform, so Throot, the Universal Groot. And then I saw a little bit less, but still quite a lot of Proxima and Corvus. And then I saw a sprinkling of Black Dwarf. I'm sorry to whoever used Black Dwarf in these Alliance tournaments, because he got fucking wrecked. And in almost every single replay that I watched Black Dwarf in, he was the first one to die. He was the first man down. He was the Black Hawk down. He was the midget in the corner. So yeah, not a lot of character diversity in that sense. And so it kind of disappointed me, but whatever, it's fine. And then the other thing that I noticed very, very frequently in almost every character that I checked was that they all had invincibility obelisk procs. Thank you for the Dimension Rift. Almost all of the invincibility procs were 40% for 5 seconds. Like when the character's HP drops below 40%, they get 5 seconds of invincibility, or 50% for 5 seconds. That seemed to be the absolute most popular one that I saw on like 90% of characters. So there's invincibility obelisks proccing like all the time. And there are a couple of reasons why I think that's the case. Of course, in these game modes, the damage being done is insane, and so those 5 seconds you get of invulnerability are really useful to just save the damage that you would have otherwise taken, and it's actually it far outweighs the healing because it's obviously AI controlled as well, so it's not like you can kite or do any kind of strategy like that. So healing is not really useful in this game mode. Also, if you're familiar with the scoring, if you're not familiar with the scoring, basically when you attack a team, so let's take this one right at the top here, NF, that stands for Nick Fury, by the way. NF Archie attacked this guy Gumbich. Sorry, I shouldn't have read that. Anyways, NF Archie attacked this guy right at the top. Now he won, or he or she won. Now the only thing you have to do to win an attack when you attack the defending team is you have to either kill all of their characters, obviously, or you just have to let the time run out and you have to have more characters than them or more HP than they have. So even if it's down to one-on-one, if your character has more HP than the other character, then you win. Okay, so it's interesting for a couple of reasons. One, it makes max HP more relevant than we thought ever before. I mean, almost exclusively for this game mode, but still, it's among ultra competitive people, so they're definitely keeping track of that and maybe, you know, tinkering around with their cards and stuff like that. And also, it makes characters who can revive, i.e. Corvus and Groot, much more valuable because they get basically 2 chances to stall out the clock and have more characters at the end. Because if you have a team of 3 characters who only can live once, and I have 2, you know, non-YOLOers who can revive, then maybe you kill them each once, but they come back to life, and at the end of it, my second Groot and my second Corvus and my Thanos are all alive, or like almost dead, but then you only have Thanos and Corvus, or Thanos and Wasp, then I'll win. So it does explain why we saw so much Groot, despite the fact that Groot does really low damage, like pathetic, pitiful damage. And it also explains why the obelisks are so popular, because all of those procs, all those times where it procs and you get 5 seconds of invulnerability, that's 5 seconds that comes off the clock, taking you closer to when it runs out. And then if it runs out and you happen to have more HP than your opponent, you will win. So it really sheds a lot of light on that for me. Honestly, guys, from all of the reviews or all of the replays that I did, I think this is not really a case of Nick Fury outplaying Secret Avengers. I don't mean to insult them or anything. If they want to come, or if Secret Avengers wants to shed some light on this personally with me, they want to send me an email or something, I would love that. That would be great. But just from my observations, what I think happened was the reason why Secret Avengers dominated so much in these tournaments up until now, like unequivocally the best, like the fucking Midas touch over here, is because they had anticipated what was necessary, what was most important, the obelisks, characters who can survive multiple deaths, you know, stuff like that. They anticipated that stuff ahead of other alliances, and it's basically taken until now, like several weeks later, for other alliances to adjust their entire 40-man roster, which, you think about it, 3 characters times 40 players, that's 100, according to my math, that's 120 fucking characters. That's a lot of obelisks that need to roll with the invincibility proc. Like, that's in the tens of thousands, I would imagine, of rolled obelisks that failed just to get 120 good ones to slot on those 3 characters each for each player. So, you know, it took, you know, more than a month for people to catch up, and I guess Nick Fury is the first ones to catch up in that. And I say that catch up because, like, it basically looks like every match looks like some variation on a mirror match. These are almost identical teams with almost identical, like, setups in terms of their special gear. The HP pools are very similar. There's not a big difference between them, and there's nothing else that I can see that's really determining the victors of these battles other than, in most cases, luck, which is not something that you want to say. That's not something that you want to, like, put out there, because that obviously deteriorates from competitive gameplay. You know, games like Hearthstone, for example, they just nerfed Yogg-Saron. They did that because in competitive play, this card was seeing a lot of action and it had just random effects, and when something's random, it makes the winner feel like they cheated and the loser feel like they got cheated. And that's the opposite of competitive play. There's no There's no skill being rewarded there. And so if I was in Secret Avengers, I'd probably feel like, man, I just got the short end of the stick here because we did the same thing that we did last week. You know, we stuck to the same strategy and we lost. And if I'm Nick Fury, I'm like, fuck, man, we did it. We finally cracked the code on this, you know, kind of, we leveled the playing field to the point where RNG, you know, randomness was the deciding factor, and fuck, it was as close as it could be. So I want to leave you guys with a couple of clips here. I curated the best ones that I thought. I'm going to start with this one, this NF Hodor. This one is a good example and one of the very few examples I found of when Groot's heal actually worked. So I want you guys to check this out, and hopefully you can get some appreciation for Groot from this. In general, from my observations of Groot, he basically does next to nothing. He basically heals, he dies, he comes back to life, and if you're lucky, he gets one other heal off. I think that Groot and Wasp, both of them, they kind of serve the same purpose, and basically they're just meat shields. They're sponges. They're there to absorb damage that would otherwise go to the main DPSers, i.e. Shirog, Thanos, Proxima, etc. Here I think, or very soon, you're going to see Groot's heal come in very, very handy to basically lock up this victory. I think it's coming up in about 5 seconds or so. But basically, he just, oh, maybe it already happened where he basically healed everybody back up to full. I might have been talking when it happened. But anyways, oh, here we go. Here's the dirty fucking heal to just seal this victory. There's no way that Thanos is going to do anything anymore. But anyways, yeah, that's what I kind of felt, because Thanos, Thanos and Proxima and Shirog, they do almost the entirety, the majority of the killing, of the actual, like, finishing, and Groot and Wasp are just there. Well, they are there to provide team buffs. As we know, Groot has the team heal, and Wasp has the team debuff reduction. So there is that, but it's also, I believe, they're just there to, like, absorb damage. NF Mama was also quite good. This one's a very, very close game. There are quite a few of these games that could have gone either way at the last moment. You know, one missed attack, one attack that wasn't dodged, and it would have gone the other way. Watch Black Dwarf's health, because that shit falls faster than the fucking towers. But, actually, I don't think, maybe he doesn't die that fast in this one. But, yeah, I think, so in Wasp's case, I think just her 6-star bubble, just, you know, because the arena's not that big and people are, you know, all fighting in the same crowd, it serves to absorb a lot of damage just by proxy. And then Groot, of course, he just has the healing, which does kind of the same thing as the bubble, just in a different way. So as you can see, guys, it comes down to the last fucking 2 guys. And then fucking Corvus comes back to life. So it's basically Thanos, almost dead Thanos versus half dead Thanos versus Corvus. If the Thanos on Secret Avengers had killed the other Thanos faster, then he could have killed Corvus. He probably could have killed Corvus. So as you guys can see here, and he does end up killing him with 9 seconds left. And it's crazy, because if there was just one different attack, that would have ended totally in the other direction, and Secret Avengers would have lost another one. So that was a really, really crazy quick fight. Here's something I just want to say really quickly about the Alliance tournaments. Netmarble, if you guys could fix this, when I'm replaying them, please don't send me back to this page after I've just reviewed one from this page or from this page. You're making the process for me to replay all of these matches so fucking tedious. Instead of bringing me back to the page where the 2 teams are, you bring me back to this page, and now I have to press once, twice, and then I have to scroll down, and I have to remember my place in this list. Do you know how fucking tedious that is? Do you know how small my fucking pea-brain is? What if I forget which one I'm on? Was I on NF Apple Kiss or fucking NF Lieutenant? Who makes up these stupid names anyways? It's a bit of salt, guys, but I just wish, like, there are some quality of life things that Netmarble could do that I wish they would do. Because if all we're interacting with on these Alliance tournaments as the fucking plebs, the pleberinos that we are, if our only interaction is to watch these fucking replays and thumbs up for Secret Avengers, at least make it easier for us to watch the carnage that unfolds. The next one is actually NF Apple. This is a failed attack, but you gotta see the Shirog action. Holy fuck. I believe it's the Shirog on Secret Avengers' side. So it's the one on the top right corner of your screen. And she just, I think she's the last woman standing, and she puts in some fucking work. So check this one out. As again, guys, you can see these teams are very, very cookie cutter. It's Thanos Shirog +1, basically. But as you guys can see here, as you guys will see, oh no, you know what? I believe it's Nick Fury's Shirog. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I can't remember. I put Shirog in my notes. Maybe no. You know what? Maybe it's Secret Avengers' Shirog. It could go either way, folks. My memory could go either way. Yeah, his Shirog did not want to die. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so Shirog was the last one standing, which surprised me a lot. And she ended up cleaning it up for Secret Avengers, which was great, because that was a defense as well. So the way that it works, guys, if you don't know, just to recap, every team gets an attack and a defense. So in total, you know, basically because they only scored 20 points, half of all of their attacks and defenses failed. Which means that, I mean, 50-50. This is, it pretty much comes down to a coin flip. But I don't want to say that too often because, you know, it's not good for the game. Let's check out this one. This is a Korean who failed against Secret Avengers attacking. This one is another very, very close match. I want to bring these ones to your attention just so you guys can see that RNG is playing a very real, you know, a very real part in this. And I also want you guys to watch Black Dwarf's health again because that shit, you know, is free falling. There we go. Goodbye. He's gonna die. He's gonna be down pretty soon. I don't know why people picked, the people who picked Black Dwarf, I would love to know why you picked him, if he was your best option or you thought to just be creative or something. But yeah, as you guys can see, this is a very close fight. Proxima goes down there and it's basically just Thanos against Thanos. Then Corvus revives, but still very, very close. Thanos gets healed. And the invincibility procs like save the character so many times. As you can see, the clock is winding down. So in this case, if Corvus dies and it's just Thanos versus Thanos, then it's basically just HP. Whoever has the most HP, and that's what it comes down to. And unfortunately, he kills him with 4 seconds left. But that could have totally gone the wrong way, and Secret Avengers could have lost that one easily. Like a couple of different attacks, you know, hitting the target, and that would have been a totally different fight. Just a couple more for you guys. There's NF Cho. This is a really good one. Another very, very close, another nail biter. I don't know what they can really do to make these more entertaining to watch. They're kind of entertaining, I'll be honest, but they're also kind of a shit show. Like, I don't know what the fuck is going on sometimes, and you guys can see, like, holy fuck, there are so many fucking squares everywhere. It's crazy. But if you guys were to take the time and hover over them, you'll see that these obelisks are fucking everywhere. These 40%, 50%, 40%, 50%. It's all exactly the same. It's like these guys came out of a fucking duplication machine, you know, back in the days of duping items in Diablo 2, and just everybody's got the same old shit. But this is another very, very close fight. Groot goes down, and it's basically Secret Avengers' Thanos versus a weakened Shirog and his Thanos, Nick Fury's Thanos. So he does his most valiant effort. He kills Shirog, and then it's basically Thanos on Thanos, blue on blue crime. And well, you'll see how this one plays out with the 8 seconds left. But just very, very close battles. And again, the obelisk so crucial. And again, just enough HP. He had more HP at the end, and he's crowned the victor. So there's very little room for error in terms of like how much HP you have, healing, invincibility, obelisk, stuff like that. And so even the most, you know, minute of details is very, very important. NFWS. This is probably one of the best fights that I watched. Where is this one? I missed it. I scrolled past it. Sorry. This one. One of the best ones. This is one that's super close, and Groot does some fucking work in this one. Or so I think, if my notes are to be trusted. Here we go with another Black Dwarf fucking blunder kerfuffle. I think he takes a little bit longer to die this time, but still, I think he's the first one to go. Shirog looks like she might go though on Nick Fury's side. She's only got 10,000 health. She needs that invincibility. Nope, she's gone. So yeah, this is one of the few fights where Black Dwarf didn't die first, but I believe he's the second one to go. Yep, it's going down. No, he's still alive. Wow, give the guy some credit. But yeah, Thor really putting in, or it's not Thor, sorry, Groot Thor really putting in a lot of work for his team. And as you'll see here, it's very, very important, not only the heal, but also the revive, I believe, is super crucial, because otherwise Secret Avengers could have definitely lost this one. As you guys can see, I think he's gonna die, but he's gonna come back to life, and also Thanos got that heal as well. And then this fucking so crucial here with 2 seconds left. Very big stuff from Groot. It doesn't happen very often, so it's kind of a rare occurrence, but it's very, very cool to see when it does, because, you know, people love Groot and they want him to be a great character, and when he has those moments where he can shine, it's fucking awesome. Last one, guys. This is a come from behind. This is a reach around attack. This is Secret Avengers attacking Apple Kiss, I believe. NF Apple Kiss. And I just want to say, if any of the Avengers or Nick Fury guys watch this video and they want to leave some detailed comments, or they want to send an email with you know, the secret notes, I would love to you know, chat it up with you guys. But this one, yeah, I think this one is really, really crazy comeback. I think it's his Thanos. I think it's Secret Avengers' Thanos, but it might be Nick Fury's Thanos. I can't really remember. These notes were made a while ago, but let's see how this one plays out. Shirog's almost dead, but his Shirog and his Wasp is almost dead on Nick Fury's side. Yeah, now it's, yeah, so here's what it is. It's Secret Avengers is Thanos. This guy fucking goes berserk. So it's 3-on-1 right now, which you'd think these are like unsurmountable odds. He's like, oh no, no, fucker, please. He gets their invincibility obelisk to proc. Then he fucking assassinates Sharon Rogers and Wasp in one shot. Then it's mano a mano, Thanos versus Thanos. And again, look at the HP, because that's all that matters. He had double the HP at the end, 66 to 118, and that's how you win it, boys. And that's how fucking close a lot of these battles were. And I could have pulled more clips for you guys, but I just wanted to leave you guys with that. So let me know what you guys think about this huge upset, and what you guys think it means for the future of these tournaments. If you're going to keep cheering for Secret Avengers, or if you're going to try your luck with another team. Please let me know if you're as salty as I was because we're not getting that 300,000 gold anymore like I wanted to. And of course, guys, if you like what you see, I hope to see you again tomorrow. Take care.